See you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. See you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. What's the point of putting your money into it if it's not gonna last? Always ask. There's many competing for world dominance. I believe China has all the cash. Today we're talking about Bitcoin. Today we're talking about Pentagon. Today we're talking about chip chain coin. If you want to know how much wood, see you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. It came up as a scam of some sort. Token that's trying to change the world. One thing I don't think I mentioned, they'd start with good intentions. Today we're talking about Matic coin. Today we're talking about Allrun coin. Today we're talking about Aeon coin. If you want to know how much wood, see you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency.
See you in the future, very good.
Subscribe.
Not a scam, go buy some Cardano.
Subscribe.
See you in the future, very good.
Subscribe.
Not a scam, go buy some Cardano.
Is this gonna last that 10-year mark? In short time, it came up in the cards. Tracking goods from point A to point B. New cycle with cryptocurrencies. Because it's fairly unknown to the majority of people on the planet Earth. Most people barely know what an Ethereum is. Hi, this is Ed Queen's Bonder, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder, we do lives here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central, and on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central. So make sure you mark down on your calendar. So let's get started. There was a little bit of a news thing the other day. Somebody was asking the question, is the Pentagon trying to take out Bitcoin? Now, the likelihood of this ever happening would be very impossible, even for the Pentagon, because the way Bitcoin is structured, okay, it's decentralized. Okay, it's the most decentralized cryptocurrency that's on the market at the moment. It's all around the planet. So you would have to have every government around the world agree to take it out. If they don't all agree on taking it out, well, then you're just going to have little pockets of Bitcoin mining all over the place. So you're never ever going to be trying to stop that. They could probably try to stop it in the United States, but it'd still be somewhere on in some far off country that's not attached to the US. So let's throw some cards down and have a look at the Pentagon versus Bitcoin. Woohoo. So So it seems that the health of that situation tends to be a lot of smoke and mirrors. You have to remember that the governments of the world that dislike cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, are going to try everything and anything to try to scare people away from Bitcoin and many of the other cryptocurrencies that are out there. Bitcoin is the toughest nut to crack for them because there's no central figure. It's decentralized, and making rulings on it is the protocol, right? The uh, decentralized protocol that Bitcoin has makes it very difficult for any outsider to make changes within the Bitcoin protocol. So it's very hard to change Bitcoin at its core. And that's being shown in the cards that the health of this situation is it's just a lot of fear mongering, um, from the Pentagon and the governments and all that sort of thing, because they know that the old system is dying. Okay. And they don't want people to leave the old system, because once you leave the old system, you're no longer under their control. Okay. Even, we got the recession now is official, according to the Federal Reserve. It's official. We've all known this for quite some time, that the recession, going into a depression, is a thing. And we've been talking about that at length for quite some time. And this is worldwide. So basically, the Pentagon and all that do not want us to run away with our money or finances and putting it into something that's more stable, even though it doesn't look like it right now. But it is more stable than the US currency and many of the other currencies that are out there. Okay. And they're going to be trying to dress up the CBDCs, which is uh, central bank cryptocurrencies, which is basically fiat currency put in a digital form, because this is the limit of their thinking on these big wigs, that they only think that all we want is a digital currency. They don't understand all the other implications that Bitcoin brings to the table. Okay? So the health of that's going to go on for quite some time. And a lot of people are going to be believing in this scenario that the Pentagon is going to do something and it's going to be shut down and blah, 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 blah. And that's basically what it is. It's a bunch of blah, 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 blah from the talking heads from our governments. It's just their way of trying to scare us away from Bitcoin. Okay? The financial part of that, and we're going to see a lot more pain coming up because people believe their governments for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then we're going to have a bit more of a dump in the Bitcoin price. So this is a great time for everybody to get into Bitcoin because it's the biggest, it's the strongest, it's the most decentralized cryptocurrency on the planet at the moment. Okay, and they're just lying to you that it's going to crumble to nothing. That is not possible with the Bitcoin protocol. There'll always be Bitcoin. I gotta say that correctly. Bitcoin going strong forever, pretty much. So a lot of that smoke and mirrors is affecting the market because of all the brand new people that don't know anything about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies believe the government and their power. You have to remember, government doesn't have that much power. Okay? There's those of us out there that are holding the line going against government. You have to remember, Bitcoin was created to go against the government. Okay, that was its original intent, to replace the old fiat system that collapsed in 2008. Okay, if you remember back in those days, I was a financial person back in the day, and when the 2008 thing happened, all hell broke loose. So, and it took all the tax-paying money to help those banks and everything recover. Okay, shouldn't have happened, and that's why Bitcoin was created in the first place. Okay, you have to remember that. That's why it was created in the first place, is to go against the old fiat system, which is failing. Okay, the people that are involved in this are having a little bit of a victory dance, okay, because they've scared enough people out of the Bitcoin system that they're having their moment in the sun, as they're a lot of people are running away from the Bitcoin system. Later on, and that's going to be very short-lived, okay, as people start to realize that they've been lied to all along about Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is such a strong system that it can't be taken out by any other entity, okay? There's always got to be some Bitcoin around the world. It's even in space. There's a satellite that has a copy of the protocol floating around the Earth. So if you'd have to take out every mining rig around the planet, and there's millions of these things around the planet, it'd be virtually impossible for anyone like the Pentagon to take them out. So when you hear this news out there, don't believe it. Okay? It's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors, and their fear tactics to try to manipulate you to get out of the system. Okay, let's look at the next thing. Cosmos. Somebody was asking about the Cosmos. Now, a lot of things going on with these type of cryptocurrencies going forward. So let's have a look at that Cosmos. And we got some people in the chat asking many questions, which is awesome stuff. Keeps the show going. Okay. Without people asking questions, we don't have a show. So ask as many questions as you like. If it doesn't get gotten to this show, it'll be part of the next show or the next show after that. We will get around to all of them. Okay? In due time. Okay. So Cosmos, one more shuffle, and we'll get into it. So Cosmos is an okay cryptocurrency. It's not amazing like Bitcoin, but it has its place under the sun. It seems that the health seems to be okay. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. They aren't as healthy as they appear to be on the outside, and this is reflected in the price itself for the next year or so. And people are going to be losing interest in it in the next little while as everything around the world does its thing. We're going to see a lot of people draw their attention away from many of the smaller cryptocurrencies into the bigger ones going forward. And that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and many other cryptocurrencies, even XRP, which is not truly a cryptocurrency, but it is part of the thing going forward. Okay, they are doing some good things behind the scenes, regardless. So the people that are involved in this are going to be working hard behind the scenes. There was a lot of struggle that they were going through, but they've gotten over that, and they're going to be moving forward in the near future. I know everybody's just focused on price, and price doesn't really matter at this moment in time. Buy in low. Okay, even Cosmos is going to have a place in under the sun for crypto enthusiasts, and it's going to be one of the few that survives everything that's going on right now. So we have really good buying opportunities for the next year or so. It will pump up again after that period of time. probably after the winter time, going into the next spring. I think Cosmos is going to be just fine. It's just like every other cryptocurrency on the planet going through a rough time. Okay, so that was Cosmos. Very interesting question there. Now, somebody was asking, is Godex safe? Now, if this is is this an exchange? I believe. If it is, as I always say, never ever leave your cryptocurrencies on an exchange. Always get a Trezor or cold wallet to preserve your cryptocurrencies in the best possible way. Okay? I'm not sure what Godex is. It's probably an exchange or some type of coin. So let's have a look at it. So the people are telling me, reading on Google, price stock. It's an anonymous exchange. It's a way of exchanging your cryptocurrencies from one to another, which is fine. Okay, and then you just put it back into your cold wallet. It's kind of like Shape Shift. I don't know if that's still around. Side note that you can actually trade your coins from one to another on the Trezor wallet itself. So you don't even have to leave your cold wallet. You just do it right on the wallet. Even better. Okay, so let's have a look at the Godex. It seems that the health of it is not the greatest. For some reason, behind the scenes, they're having a lot of trouble behind the scenes for everything that's going on right now. It seems that the powers that be, the government officials, are attacking many of these sites because they're not decentralized. When you have something centralized, it's easy to be attacked. And that's true of many of the cryptocurrencies that say they are decentralized, but they aren't. Okay? Bitcoin is probably the most decentralized system on the planet. And that's why governments around the world can't really do anything with it. A lot of the brand new cryptocurrencies, they're not that decentralized and very easily taken care of. Godex, if it's a centralized system, easily attacked by the powers that be, and will be attacked in great force. And that's what we're seeing right now. As we go along, a lot of the stable coins are going away because they're not decentralized. So if it's not decentralized, it's gonna get it. Okay. So the price of everything is going to be sinking down low. So the value of that Godex is going to be having a really hard struggle in the next little while. They're not going to be having those parties that they were hoping for all the things that they were hoping to accomplish. And everything is going to be very up in the air with them as we go through this time. So for quick trades at the moment, sure. But overall, I think they're going to be on the way of the dodo bird into the future. You can do everything on your Trezor wallet that you need to do. And that's probably the safest way of doing everything because it's not even attached to the internet. Okay. So that was a look at the Godex. Flare Crypto. David says, you talked me out of it. Okay. And by the way, everybody, happy Canada Day. It's the day after Canada Day. We went to go see the fireworks. Pretty good. They're trying to change Canada Day into the day because they don't want to celebrate Canada anymore. So there's that. We had a good time last night. Um, Never starts on time. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it was kind of fun. So let's get into it. The Flare crypto, the health of it. There's going to be a lot of hard work that has to be done behind the scenes to keep this one healthy. Uh, it was the golden child, and it kind of fell from grace, and probably because it's not as decentralized as they say they are, and they're being attacked by the powers that be. The financial part of it, there's a lot of the money of this one is going to be not the greatest. It's going to be following that Bitcoin price, so it's going to survive, but it's not going to be anything to write home about when it does go up. And the people that are involved in this cryptocurrency going forward, they got some good people and some good ideas moving forward, but it's going to take a long time for them to readjust to the situation going on right now. Okay, so I think it's going to be a thing in the future, but I don't think it's going to be one of the huge things in the future. Okay. Yeah, Flare's okay. There's going to be some buying opportunities for everybody that's excited about the Flare protocol. Like everything else, everything's on sale today. Just look at it that way. So if you're looking for deals, now is the time. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. BCH versus Litecoin. They're kind of in the same boat. They're kind of the very quick transactions, even though Bitcoin isn't that slow at the moment. Okay, for if you're just using the regular chain. If you're on the Lightning Network, that's starting to really grow. And people tend to forget that there is that thing called the Lightning Network on top of the BTC chain. And it's very quick and very cheap. Okay, so, but today they want to ask about Bitcoin Cash, if you're not aware, and the Litecoin. Which is better? Let's throw out the cards. I think Litecoin is going to be the better of the two for the next little while. Bitcoin Cash has some really good ideas. It kind of petered out there about 2 years ago. It was going strong, doing lots and lots of things, and it kind of went, and nobody really talks about it anymore. Litecoin has just been steadily going along, doing its thing. It's one of the few cryptocurrencies that didn't go down when we started this bear market, whatever you want to call it, buying season, which was interesting. Now it's gone down and it's following along with the rest of the Bitcoin pack, but it's not as bad as many of the other cryptocurrencies. Interesting. Where Bitcoin Cash has been all over the road, and there's not been a lot of use, even now Bitcoin Cash is used in many countries outside of North America as a payment method. Litecoin is as well, and I believe Litecoin is the stronger of the two. So if you only got the two choices, I would go with the Litecoin overall. Okay, thank you for that question. Now we're getting into the chat. Hi, Andre. I know it's been asked before about Luna. I could probably make another YouTube channel based on Luna. Uh, alone for all the many questions that have been asked. Luna Classic is doing some new updates, big burns, Binance, and other things. Will it reach that $1 at the end of the year? So they're trying to save their bacon because they goofed. Okay. Let's have a look. Well, even with all those things, I don't think it's going to be by the end of the year. I think it's going to be a little later than that. It's just keeping on with what I've said previously, that it will continue on its path. It will start to get to that dollar, but it won't be this year. It's going to be in the following years. So if you're worried about that crypto price, I wouldn't worry about it. If you need it at a certain time, I again, just buy it, sit on, especially if you believe in it, and just do other things. Preoccupy, because you'll drive yourself nuts looking too closely at the cryptocurrency prices. Unless you're a day trader or something with a cryptocurrency, you don't really need to look at the price every day continuously. I do believe Luna Classic is going to rise out of the ashes and do something. But it's going to have a really hard time because everybody is gun shy about this one cryptocurrency because of what happened. Okay. And it's going to take a lot of effort to convince people to get back into this Luna Classic. The new Luna is doing okay. It's what, $2 to $3 Canadian at the moment. And it's doing its thing, but it doesn't have a stable coin attached to it. So I guess they've learned from their boo-boos. And if you're doing trades right now, don't leverage so much. My goodness. But yeah, it will get to that dollar, but not at the end of this year. It's going to be beyond that. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Do you see VANCAT to a penny by next year? I actually saw your question on the YouTube. I actually have it scheduled for tomorrow, but no, we don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. And this is based on an old video that I did, which I don't remember exactly what I said about VANCAT. But let's have a look. We'll get to that penny. I think they're going to get close, but not quite by the end of the year. I think there's a lot of other things that have to happen, be it around this project for that to happen. It's going to be following the Bitcoin market and all that sort of thing going forward. I think it's going to get to that penny just at the edge of the year, going into the new year. Okay. So if you got some of this, just sit on it. There's some good buying opportunities for everybody. They're doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes on this project, and I think they're going to be overcoming many of the struggles that many of the cryptocurrencies are doing. Okay, that tells you that it's going to be a good one going forward, because they are struggling and they are overcoming many of the things going on right now. That's what you see with many. If they're not fighting to keep ahead of things, then it's going to fall flat on its face. If they keep fighting, then they will survive. Okay, and that's VANCAT is going to be one of those that survives. Okay, thank you for that question. Dilly, hello, Andre. How low will graphlinq crypto go before it starts heading up again. I don't know any exact number. I just get the general feeling of if it's going to go down or up. So let's just see what the cards say. It's gonna look like it's gonna go up in the next little while, but it's kind of a false start. It's kind of what do you call that? A false start. We'll just call it that. It starts to go up, and nope, it's gonna come down again. So it's probably gonna go down another couple percentage points, 4 or 5 more percent from where it is now. And then it's going to start to go up, and that it's just basically going to be following the Bitcoin price and the other cryptocurrencies. It's basically in the same boat as many of the other cryptos that are out there. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes on this one, and they're trying to keep everything alive. They are at the end of a cycle. We got the 10 card of cups, so I think everybody's apprehensive of getting in, okay? And that may be changing very, very soon, where everybody's going to start to come in, okay? You have to remember, many of these cryptocurrencies, you can change the price of many of these if you band together and start buying. That's how you make the price of many things go up, is but when it's down, you keep buying. And if you get a whole larger people together that are going to be doing the same thing, then you're going to change the course of a cryptocurrency, especially one that you fully believe in. And that's true of any of the cryptocurrencies that are out there. Band together, keep buying at the low points, because everybody should be greedy out there at this moment in time about the cryptocurrencies, like the rich people are doing at the moment, right? Don't listen to what they say, watch what they're doing. And many of the elites of our world are buying Bitcoin at the truckload at the moment. This is when you start to go, why are they doing that? Maybe we should be doing that, okay? What's this about pizza? The wife's talking about pizza in the comment section. Anyways, yeah, you can change the price of any cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. That's the one everybody should be getting into at the moment. Nice buying price. Everybody band together, start buying. Okay? And you can change the course of any cryptocurrency that you believe in. Okay? Kind of like that Walmart. Not Walmart. What was it? There's a group that was changing the course of a stock. Okay? Can't remember the name off the top of my head. And then they got penalized because it's attached to the elites. So the great thing with Bitcoin, it's not attached to any elites directly, okay? And they can't shut you out. Anyways, let's get into the next thing. Do I see changes with Mononoke Inu? Just a word of caution, any of these with the Inu at the end, a lot of these are just hustles. Okay, there's tons of these doggy coins that have come out, and many of them are scams. I think we've done a reading on Mononoke Inu before, and I think it's okay, but many of these are not the greatest, okay? They're capitalizing on a name. Just fair warning for everybody that's out there, okay? Wall Street bets. Thank you, David. going back to what I was saying previously, they all took it upon themselves to play the market and change the course of, I think, I can't remember the company, and they made a lot of them made quite a bit of money. So you can do the same thing in cryptos. Okay? Just saying. You don't have to wait for somebody else to do the thing. You can start it yourself. Mononoke new. It sounds funny to say. Big changes. I don't see too many. I do see a lot of people turning away from it because there's some not so great things happening with the project itself. And people that were hoping to make a lot of money with this one are going to be walking away from it in the next little while. I think it'll stabilize in the next little while after all this is done. Thank you, Brad and GameStop. So Mononoke, even now they're going to do some changes, I don't think they're going to be very, very healthy for the next little while. They'll be around, they'll be a thing, but I don't think they're going to be as healthy as people want it to be. And a lot of people are going to be walking away from the project and getting into other things. Okay? Thank you for that question. Voyager, the crypto broker, froze all assets, no withdrawals, transfers, etc. Will people be able to get their crypto cash back, and how long until they can? That's a problem with these things. Anything like this, always keep your cryptocurrencies on a cold wallet, or at least a hot wallet, which is your basic wallet on your phone or your computer. Don't ever leave it on some type of an exchange or any third party. Never ever do that. Okay? I can't say that enough. Okay? So, will they unfreeze the frozen? There's going to be a lot of things brought up to the surface on this one of what's happening behind the scenes, and people are going to be flying out of there at great speeds, but it won't be unfrozen for quite some time. It will be unfrozen, but it's not going to be pretty when they do. You'll be able to get some of the people get some of their cryptos out of there. But I don't think everybody's going to get their money coming back to them. And when it does happen, I think Voyager may go bye-bye in that time frame. I keep saying it, never ever leave your cryptos on an exchange or a broker or that sort of thing. You hold the keys. Don't let anyone else hold the keys for you. I know it's convenient, but things like this happen, and people start, why the? You hold the crypto yourself, okay? Or things like this will happen every time. Okay, thank you for that question. Effect network reach 50 cents in the next 6 to 12 months. Can we get a yes for Dilly Dilly this time around? Yeah, we got a big train coming through outside. If you can hear it, we have a train. We have a train track right next to our place. So, 50 cents next 6 to 12 months. I don't think it's going to get to that 50 cent. It's going to change course for whatever reason, and it's going to go on a downslide for whatever reason. It'll be around in some way in the future. But I don't think it's going to be doing as well as they had hoped it would do because of reasons. Everything going on around the planet. People are going to be focusing on things that are more stable, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, that sort of thing. It'll survive, but I don't think it's going to be this amazing thing. Okay, you may be able to make some pretty good trades with it in the short term, but I don't think it's going to be one of the big ones in the future. Okay, sorry about that. Is Exedus wallet safe? Yes. Me and the wife use the Exedus wallet. It attaches itself to the treasure. And you can, let's say a scenario where somebody like a reading from me at secondreadingsbyandre.com, if you like a personal reading, and they send me cryptocurrency, it goes onto my Exedus wallet or my treasure wallet. Okay, you can do that right in on the YouTube. And I can view, I don't have to take the treasure thing out and hook it into the computer and see if the transaction went through. I just have to look at my Exedus wallet because it attaches itself to the treasure. So now I can see if the thing went through. That's another thing. You can trade, put your coins from your Exedus wallet, okay, into your treasure wallet, but you can't do vice versa. If you want to do vice versa, you have to get on your computer with your treasure stick and change the money over to the Exedus wallet. That's the only thing. But if you shouldn't be leaving a lot of cryptocurrencies on your Exedus wallet in the first place, okay? It should, any huge amounts should be on the treasure wallet or a Ledger Nano or whatever like that. Only leave, if you're going to be buying things with your Exedus wallet for the day, only have a small amount. It's like your own personal wallet, regular wallet. You wouldn't leave all your savings in your regular wallet for the day, right? You'd only take a small portion of what you have in the bank into your wallet to go shopping. And that's kind of the same idea. Think of treasure as your bank. Think of Exedus as your little wallet that you carry around with you, go shopping. Think of it that way. Only have as much money on your Exedus wallet as you need for shopping. If you're not shopping with it, put it into your treasure. Plain and simple. Okay. And yes, it is safe. Thank you for that question. Will Pitbull token and Luffy coin do great? Well, let's see if Pitbull is as sturdy as the name. Pitbull will do okay. I don't think it's going to be doing anything amazing for the next foreseeable future. It'll be there. It'll do some things, but it's not going to be like Bitcoin or anything like that. Price-wise, I know everybody's looking for that cryptocurrency that they're going to buy very low at, and it's going to shoot to the moon like Bitcoin did. They're trying to capture lightning in a bottle again, and that's far and few between. But I think Pitbull will do okay. It's not going to be a major player anytime soon, but you could make some money with it if that's what you're looking at. Okay. Now, Luffy. What a strange name, Luffy. Luffy? Luffy. And Luffy seems to be kind of in the same boat. I think they're going to be okay. It's not going to be anything major. Could be a nice trading coin that you can go back and forth if you are so skilled at doing that. If you're not skilled at that, don't get into that right away. There's an art form to it. So I think they're going to be having a really hard time in the next little while, and they're going to be around, but I think it's going to be one of the forgotten coins over time, kind of like Bean Cash. It's a great thing. It's a great idea, but nobody talks about it anymore except for one or two people here. I even have a T-shirt with the Bean Cash logo. So, yeah, it's kind of got to be into the Bean Cash category a little further down in the future. Okay, thank you for that. $5,000. Holy smokes. This is for the Google stock price hitting 5,000 by the end of the decade. I could see it. It's a major player. It's always going to be around in some form. Okay? It's no matter what the market is doing, big companies always do well. Okay? When there's a recession, it usually tends where advertising or things like Google are going to do very, very well. So if you're thinking of buying a couple stocks, look for things that no matter what the market is doing, you get into those ones. Not financial advice, of course, just the words of Warren Buffett, which a lot of his stuff is real or right and correct. I don't trust him with anything, but there's some things that he said that are correct. Okay, Google. It's going to be a bit of a downturn for whatever reason in the next little while. So some nice buying opportunities for everybody because there is some nefarious things going on behind the scenes. Google doing nefarious things? I could never think of that. And then it's going to start to climb again. So some good buying opportunities coming up for that. I do see it getting close to that price range by the end of the decade and probably a little higher than that. Okay. Thank you for that question. Will Coinsquare in Canada survive the next 10 years? I think I've heard of them. I don't know much about them. So I'm assuming it's some kind of payment system of some sort, judging by the name. Okay, so it will survive. It's going to have a really hard time in the next 10 years or within the next 10 years, but I think it's going to be surviving. May not be thriving, but it's going to be surviving. And I think something else is going to be coming along that's going to be much, much better. So they're going to be in full contact with Coinsquare going forward. So they may be even bought up by that other company that's going to be coming out of the woodwork very soon and surviving in that way. Okay. So keep an eye on it. If things change, if you have some money in there or whatever, stock or whatever, just be aware that there's a great possibility that it's going to be bought up by some other entity. Okay? So you might have to change your thing around. Okay. Thank you for that question. What will happen to Canada pension plan during the financial system changeover? Uh, nothing good. It'll be around. They'll try to make it survive. I know they're trying to put a lot of the pension plans into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to keep it alive. The pension plan, unfortunately, is if you're getting into retirement or starting your path to retirement, I wouldn't count on it being there. Okay, it's the cold hard facts of the situation. And it wouldn't matter if there was a changeover or if we kept going the way that we were going. Uh, it's not something that was supposed to survive. Now, if we had more people paying into the pension system, because there's more older people than there are younger people, and the younger people can't make enough to pay off the pension plans to keep them going forward, right? We all know that. So the changeover it's not going to be good for the pension planners. Unfortunately, this is the time for anybody who's hoping to fall back on the pension plan to make other plans. Okay, like Bitcoin and many of the other cryptocurrencies that are good. Let's throw some cards out there. Yeah, it's pretty much mirroring what I just said. It's not going to be good. It's if you are capable, try to make other arrangements. Okay, do not rely on pension plan. It's probably not going to be there to the amount that you will need. You're going to have something to supplement your income after retirement. Okay. And it's always good to take matters into your own hands and not rely upon government for anything. Okay? Because they always lie. Okay? So there's that. So I don't want to get too much more into that because I don't want my YouTube channel being taken down. Thank you for that, though. Will stablecoins USDT and USDC survive? Barely. They're having a fight of their lives right now. Governments are really going after them because they're not decentralized. If they were decentralized, there wouldn't be any problem. But because they're centralized, this is what you get. You're an easy target. So the first one, no, it's not going to survive all that well. It's going to take its lumps, and everybody's going to be looking to other things. And it's probably going to be bought out by some other entity in the future. Okay? So if they were more decentralized like Bitcoin, they wouldn't have a problem, but they're not, and this is what happens. Now let's look at the next one, USDC, where there's a lot of confusion going on. I think they will survive. They're going to have to change their way of doing things to make that happen, but it's not going to be pretty for them. And it's going to be a very long journey to get from where they are into where they need to be. And that's more decentralization and better financial system behind the scenes. And that's not going to be around for quite some time. So it'll survive just barely. Okay? And they need to decentralize themselves more. Okay? So, no and yes. Hi, Andre. Can I get a 3-card reading? You sure can. Sure. So, Russell Rowe, it seems that there's a huge decision that's going to be coming your way. Do not be tied to things that you you think a certain thing has to be a certain way, and it's kind of getting in your way of making a decision. This is how humans make decisions. Gain more information, okay, about the situation that you're going through, and then come back to it. Don't make decisions hastily, okay, because it can be very damaging to you in the future. Make sure you get all the information about this particular topic and then make the decision. There's a little bit of rushing into something without looking at the entire situation and getting all the information and just relying upon one source of information to make that decision. And bless you. Yeah, so just gain more information about this particular thing that you're going through and then come back to it. Okay? Take that deep breath. Think about it and then make the decision. And the cards are just revealing you're trying to rush through something hastily, and it may kind of blow up in your face. So be careful with that. Okay? So thank you for that. Hopefully that helps you out. If we go into a recession, will interest rates go down? Probably. Now, if a recession happens, they're going to have to start the money printers up again. And this is something that I was seeing a little while. They were trying to slow it down, right? And raise the interest rates, which is a good idea, kind of, if you got the right thing going on. But if you don't have the right mix of things, and it can be very damaging. So they're going to have to go back to money printing to keep everything alive, which is going to reduce the value of our fiat currency even more so. So you're going to be not going to be able to buy the things that you normally would with the amount of money that you used to. Just go to the gas pump today. The price is going, even in Canada, is going off the charts. And it's going to be affecting everything and anything that you purchase at the store because it takes fuel to bring the goods to you in the store, right? And that price is going to be brought to the people, right? So I think interest rates are the least of our worries at the moment. If they do, it'd be very small. But I do think they're going to be starting the printing presses on the money printing very, very soon because they have no idea what they're doing. And it's going to be blowing up in their face. Okay? I wish I had better news, but we're in a recession now. The Fed has officially said that we are. We're in one long time ago, but they've made it official now. So, yeah. So thank you for that question. Can you do a reading on GBTC?
Grayscale Bitcoin.
Grayscale Bitcoin. Stock. Okay. from UK. We got Colleen Yates. So this is a stock we're looking at. I think it's going to be holding its price for the next little while. I don't think it's going to be doing much ups and downs. I think it's going to be rather stable, so it could be a really good time to purchase before it starts to go up again. I think Grayscale is going to be turning the tables actually on the SEC in the next little while. I did that last show where they're going to be suing the SEC. Grayscale is going to be suing. And I think it's going to be loosening a lot of the things that we need to move forward with ETFs in the future. And that's going to be affecting this as well. So there's going to be a bit of time when government agencies retaliate against that situation. So the price is going to come down low. Going to have some good buying opportunities for everybody if you're so inclined. And then it's going to start to go back up again. Okay, thank you, Joe. And we're at the hour. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming out. It's always a pleasure doing readings for you guys. We're getting more new people, which is awesome. If I hadn't gotten to your question today, always come back on Sunday, where we're going to be back here at 10 o'clock a.m. Central. And make sure that you come in for Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. as well, where we do lives. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to secondreadingsbyandre.com, where all that information is there. If you like to connect with me on some of the other channels that I have, those channels are also listed in or at secondreadingsbyandre.com as well. Also, if you like to protect your cryptocurrencies in the best possible way, and it's not an exchange, make sure you go to secondreadingsbyandre.com, where we have the affiliate link for the Trezor, which is probably one of the best ones that's out there and the easiest one for regular people to get into. It's not that hard. It takes a little while to get used to, but it's much easier than the Ledger Nano. Ledger Nano is nothing wrong with the hardware and all that, but it's a little bit more difficult and harder to get your head around. Trezor is little easier, okay, for everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m. Central, so make sure you mark it down your calendar, and I'll make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future.